Hey, Bogdan Możewski here. Welcome to another video where we teach you how to use AI so that it can become your private or personal customized tutor in your learning. So in this video, we're going to show you a beautiful strategy where you don't try to outsmart the system. You actually want to utilize its potential so that it helps you every step of your way of learning mathematics in particular, but you can apply those skills to any area of learning. So before we move to those strategies, levels of prompt, we want to clarify the following, that we always keep the rules intact. So each time you start learning about something, one topic, one chat, you already know it from previous videos. You ask the machine, you're making sure that the machine does clarify questions before beginning the conversation with you. And then you want to make sure that all assumptions are up to par with what you're learning about so that there is no drifting, there is no making stuff up as you go. And of course, you as a learner are responsible for your own learning. So hopefully that makes sense. And now, the prompt ladder is a strategy that allows you to pick a level of prompting depending on the situation. If you start from very beginning, you will do the level 1 questions. You will make sure that you gain clarity and you start from the very beginning. Sometimes you will start depending on your situation, because it's a very customizable. You will do level 2 question where you have started something, you understand the beginning, the concept of definition, you get that clarity, but you got stuck. So you want to ask for one hint, where to go from this point forward. Sometimes you're solving a problem and you run into the wall, you're hitting the wall because you're making a mistake and you don't know where you're making that mistakes. So the AI will help you identify where did you go wrong. The other situation where you have gone through level 1 to 3, you're already more proficient, but you want to look at the different strategies. How else this can be approached? What else can I do to learn a little bit better? And the last thing, verification, is the clarity that you need to have, because you want to do the sanity check, if you will, so that you understand that this is totally correct, the concept that you're learning. So you pick the level that matches where you need at the given situation. So now you can start observing that this is a very beautiful opportunity or tool that you have right in front of you, so that you can start at your own level, at your own pace, the way you actually want it to be helped with. So the common misuse that learners, students are making is they just say, solve this problem for me, boom. If you choose to do that, this is what happens. You just become a consumer. You just become a reader, and the machine becomes the doer for you. So you're giving up the most important skill that we all have to work on, is the thinking, the ability to think. You have to train yourself how to deepen and evolve the hardest skills for each of the human being walking on this planet. A lot of people give up thinking way too soon. They don't end up learning anything. So it doesn't matter whether this is a subject area in school, university level, or in life. Thinking accompanies you from the day you were born until the day you're going to leave this planet. So don't forget, thinking is the key. So those are the examples that we use we call them recovery prompts or level of prompting ladders, so that you utilize it specifically to your needs. So why this is important? Because this keeps you in control, and you always making sure that the ChatGPT or any other AI, you keep it in that tutoring mode. So you're in charge, but you're gaining the maximum and the best help possible from the AI. And why it works? Because the prompt ladder solves real problems. And sometimes you get confused. You don't know what you need to learn about in order to really engage in the proper sort of sequence of learning. The ladder gives you a structure. We need some structure and clarity, especially when you're learning mathematics. You can't just jump all over the places. You need to gain clarity. You can actually measure your learning because you see the success that you're gaining, that you're solving problems from the concept that you're covering in your course of study, and you can see the results. So that is the beautiful thing. When you start and you started asking too early a question that you don't know the basics, so you can always move down the ladder. So you go back, for example, level 1, if you have missed the foundation of the concept. So that's the very unique opportunity that you have when having your AI working with you, helping you, whether you're just starting from the very beginning or you just need to check and move up the ladder with your prompt, but you always keep doing the thinking. So that is important. You don't just delegate and hope for the best. You have to be actively involved in the process. So examples for level 1 prompt are as follows. You define in plain language, you can say, define the exponential function for me, as an example. What is the goal for this task? So I need to, for example, learn how to distinguish the exponential growth from exponential decay. That's the goal here. Ask me one question to confirm what I mean. So you need to always have this feedback loop going back and forth, so your learning is very customized to your needs. So the level 1 is about clarity. This avoids any confusions before you even start. So this is important process for you. Now, if you are ready to be at the level 2 prompt, where you're asking one clarifying questions or you want one hint only because you already kind of get it, you have a problem to solve, you just need one sort of hint, one nudge in the right direction. You don't want to ask for full solutions when you're learning about something because that could be overwhelming. So you're always in charge of the space of the conversation. You making sure that the machine waits for your reply before it starts going on and on with answering your questions unnecessarily too soon. So one question, one hit, no full solution. So baby steps, essentially, you can use when learning with the machine. Isn't that amazing? Example 3, level 3 prompt, so the error check. There is some situation where you are already working because you know the fundamentals, the concept works well for you, you understand the basics. But sometimes we don't see the mistake that we are making and we get stuck. So this is the beautiful place for you to clarify, to gain clarity, because you will converse with the AI to identify the mistake and how to correct it. So this is also a good strategy to utilize. The level 4 prompt, strategy choice. I can tell you that I wish I had AI available during my time of learning where I wanted to see different strategies, so I had to look for sources for different textbooks to learn about the same concept from different angle, because this is how I wanted to learn. This is how I made sure that I was able to see from different perspective the same concept explained, and then I could synthesize and understand at the deeper level. So this is a good strategy when you request different approaches. You want to see what else you can do when solving a particular problem. So this teaches you decision making. You're not just copying steps, although this is very easy and very tempting, but you're in charge of your own learning. Don't forget that every time you're learning about something, you have to be the one that masters your own understanding, your own pace of learning. And the fifth prompt, the verification, which is the key. Oftentimes, you want to verify how does the machine know, quote unquote, knows whether this is right or wrong. Very often by asking, point out any weak step, all of a sudden the machine changes and clarifies that the strategy that was used in the first place was not the best one. So this is very, very important, how to check reasoning. And this also prevents from you accepting a wrong answer, because you know at this point that the machine can give you wrong answers and be very confident, and you would take it for granted without verifying it. So verification is the key process. So hopefully at this end of this video, you understand you have different levels, strategic levels of prompts to utilize as you're learning, and you don't default into solve this question for me mode. You're always in charge of your learning. In the next video, we'll be showing you verification routines that protect you from confident wrong answers. So you're not gonna just take it for granted. You will know how to make sure that the answer that you're getting is 100% right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again. Bye for now.